Yes, very good evening to everyone. Let us start with today's session. And as you all know, today's session is about everything that we need to know as educators about friendship and also how to use friendship as a very good tool for improving the interpersonal skills of the students. That is what today's session is all about. So when speaking about friendship, so what are the basic, what do we say, problems, or what are the very common, like attributes that you people observe in the children when it comes to friendship? Can anyone come forward and tell? Anyone? No one? Am I not audible, teachers?
Yes, audible,
I am
audible, sir.
audible. Okay. Yeah. So that's how it is. So if I'm not audible to anyone, just kindly check your device. Yeah. So let us get into the session then as, yeah. So how to use friendship as a source for interpersonal relationship is today's topic. What are the qualities of a good friend? Who will tell me the qualities of a good friend?
Trust is there.
Trust, very good. Anything else?
So a good friend accepts you the way you are.
Someone who accepts you the way you are, very good. So when we are taking this concept into the children, the idea here is that making them understand, because especially in middle school and high school, there is lots of peer learning that happens and peer pressure. See, once the children come to seventh and eighth grades, we see that they become more a sort of introvert sort of children. They don't come up to us and they don't share more, like most of the things with teachers. But then they'll be going to their friends and they'll be sharing most of the things with their friends, the besties or buddies, whomever we call, like whatever name we give them as, isn't it? So through this session, what we are, thinking is to understand what are the attributes of a good friend and make our children understand the same so that they choose right friends in their life. There is also a surprise quote which I would like to give at the end of the session. Let us wait for that. But here today, we are going to explore the attributes of a very good friend. You have probably had a lot of amazing and also not so amazing friends over the years as teachers, isn't it? Knowing what made the great ones stand out from the rest can help you choose the right friends going forward. So, if we just brainstorm for some time about the best friends whom we had in our life and just try to understand what are the qualities that we like among, in them a lot, we will understand the difference between a good friend and a bad friend. So, what is the importance of friendship in human life? It makes life more meaningful and also is good for our mental health. Great friends offer emotional support and make us feel loved and connected. That is where the interpersonal skill actually starts. These are critical elements of our mental and social well being. How to make friends, how to be in a group. Okay, all these things starts with friendship. So that is how the seed of interpersonal skills, are being sown there, and then it slowly grows into a tree. That's why it's so important to choose our friends wisely as well as treat them in a very better way. However, sometimes finding or even being a good friend can be tough. For many people, making friends as an adult already feels harder, isn't it? At many a times, we even feel guilty that we are unable to help someone when they are in need because of Many reasons. So we often don't know where friendship will bloom, isn't it? It starts as a very small thing. Maybe people who fought on the very first day at workplace might be turning up to be very good friends after a few days, isn't it? We have so many casual acquaintances to nurture, but only so much time and energy. So life is busy and humans are easily distracted. In these moments, though knowing the qualities of good friend is even more important, we need support the most when work is stressful or personal problems are weighing us down. This is in the case of adults. The same way when it comes to middle school and high school, when studies become very stressful, isn't it? Children have many targets to achieve. In that case, what happens is this peer learning, okay, having good friends in the peer group, what happens is it gives them some sort of emotional support. So that is why we need to encourage having friends among the students rather than saying do not have friends or don't be a friend of so and so child. Whether you have too many best friends to count or are still looking for one or two, here's everything in this session that you need to know about what makes a true friend and how to know which friendships are worth the investment. Isn't it? Friendship is an investment that we do for lifelong. So it is very much important that as educators, we should know this because we should have good friend circle within the school. At the same time, we should promote having friends among the students also, because that is where interpersonal skills start. So let us hope till here I'm very much clear. What are the objectives of this session? The main objective of this session is to know what are the characteristics of a good friend. So from casual acquaintance to besties, here are 11 qualities of a good friend. So let us see what are those 11 qualities that a good friend should have. They live with integrity. A friend with integrity acts in alignment with their values and commitments. So they have strong moral principles, know the difference between right and wrong, and will speak or act when their principles are violated. They know themselves and behave and speak in ways that are consistent. Because of this, you can believe in them even when you disagree with them. So, like many a times children think that a person who always supports him or her, whether he is right or wrong, is their friend. So the first and foremost thing, and where the interpersonal skills of children spoil, is when they don't expect their it is when they feel that their friend, okay, is trying to be truthful rather than being trustworthy for them. For example, he might be doing something wrong and teacher might question a child, did you see Ravikant doing this mistake? And unfortunately this person turns out to be Ravikant's friend and still he says, yes, I have seen him doing that wrong thing. There the friendship ends. Okay, so first and foremost thing that we should make the children understand is that it is not a person, okay, who is trying to be truthful to his teachers or trying to tell what you have done is wrong is an enemy. It is that a person with integrity is the best person to welcome into your life as a friend, because that person who always keeps his or her principles up will definitely try to be a very good friend in your life. And he will always guide you towards the light of truth. So this is the first characteristic of a very good friend that we need to teach our students. So hope I am very much clear here. Any doubts in this, in this point? No doubts. Yeah. Now let us move on to the second characteristics. You can trust them, isn't it? Trust is a very important thing that everyone try to, what do we say, build among their peers, at their home, workplace, everywhere in life, isn't it? You want to be trusted as well as you want to have trustworthy people in our life. So a close friend is always honest and speaks from the heart with good intentions. So we should also make our children try to understand this attribute of a person. A close friend is not a person who always tries to support you, whether you are right or wrong. A close friend is an honest person and who tries to speak from the heart with good intentions. Maybe his intentions are a bit hurting for you, but if the intentions are correct, wherein your development is there as a complete person, then you are good to have him as your friend in your life. They always tell you what you need to hear in a way that you can hear rather than gossip behind your back, isn't it? Many a times it so happens that in high school, especially where these clashes occur, is that this gossiping happens. So this is a thing which teachers have to take care of right from the first day in higher classes, that we cannot tell them directly that don't gossip, but we should tell them something like do not speak behind someone. Okay, just try to be truthful and say on the face and have a discussion and solve it there, isn't it? So when gossips increase, relationships get spoiled in, maybe it is in the classroom or maybe it in a sports arena, whatever it is. Okay, so this quality also teachers have to instill within the students. And one more thing, like when can we speak about all these things is a very big question that all the teachers might have. So as class teachers, if at all you people are class teachers, or else if you people are taking circle time, what you people can do is you can pick 2 or 3 or at least 4 or 5 attributes if you are dealing with high school children. Okay. And during this circle time, you can weave a very good story around these attributes of a good friend. And then you can take the concept into their minds. Like just now we have discussed, the first attribute is a person who is, who has integrity in his or her life. The second one is a person who is trustworthy. Okay, so this is the second attribute of a good friend. And let us go to the third point, which is dependability. Okay, wherein you can depend upon a person. Okay, who good friend shows up, keeps promises, do what they say that they will do, and stand up for you. You don't have time for fair weather friends. That doesn't mean a friend will be dependable across all dimensions. They aren't superheroes any more than you are. A friend can make mistakes, but you have to feel you can rely on them in someone core way. For example, please be on mute, teachers, because it is disturbing if you are unmuting yourself. Yeah. So while we are having peer discussions in classrooms, okay, we have to make sure that the children who are academically, or in any case, the children who are a bit stronger, the children who are a bit, on par with the context of what we are teaching them, they give a helping hand to the other children. This way, you can promote this, dependability attribute among the students. Like, and then after close observation for 2 or 3 times, you should also speak to them as a class teacher. You can counsel the children. Like, so, and like, for example, Ravikant, as a very good, child who is studying in so and so class, you have very good understanding about math concepts or science concepts. And I have seen you that you have been giving your helping hand to so and so children in your peer group. So you have to be a person whom others can depend upon when they are in a need to understand something about a concept within your peer group. Okay, so in this way, we have to promote the attribute of being dependable for others. So what happens is a sense of empathy and a sense of responsibility also increases among the children. So one important thing which I would like to add here is these things, the characteristics or the attributes of a good friend that we are discussing here, they are not going to be directly instilled among the students. There are going to be certain things which you have to constantly repeat telling your children in their day-to-day life. Okay, so that slowly, this skill of being a very good friend, becomes, more among the students. And let's go to the fourth attribute. This is a very important thing of being loyal. Blind loyalty is never a good idea. Loyal in the sense just believing whatever he or she says is never a good idea. And while discussing this loyalty point with your children, you have to make this very sure that do not, be blindly loyal to anyone, which finally makes you to become someone's slave. Okay, but if your friends have integrity, they're likely loyal to the people they care about and who have been with them through ups and downs. So we have to make them understand that a friend who always gives his or her helping hand to you in your ups and downs. Maybe you are doing a project together. Okay, in your project, the teacher has assigned you with some duty and you were unable to complete this duty within the time. So a person steps forward, okay, and he is helping you to understand what your teacher is actually expecting from you, and he is explaining you how you can complete your task, isn't it? So slowly what happens is, in this case, this person also becomes dependable, and at the same time, the person who has taken the help from the other child has to become loyal to them. At least try to, render your help whenever he or she needs. And the very important thing to make the children understand here is never speak negative about your friends or your peers. Because what happens is, while you are saying he is my friend or she is my friend, okay, and then you speak negatively about some person, what happens is the idea of trust, the idea of being loyal, shatters over there. That person, might feel very hurt, isn't it? So this is something which we all have to take into the minds of the children, okay, very clearly. That's how to be loyal and what is the actual and healthy loyalty means, not blind loyalty. Hope I'm very much clear till here. The first one which we discussed, integrity, trust, dependability, and then being loyal. Any doubts still here, teachers? No doubts? Yeah. So let us move further. They have empathy for others. So this picture clearly states what empathy means, isn't it? A boy who has fallen down and he has, has difficulty in finding out things without his, what do we say, spectacles. So the other child, he is just trying to help out the child in picking his spectacles and, gathering the scattered papers. So always a good friend has the amazing ability to put themselves in your shoes. Try to understand, okay, what are his problems and how does he feel when he is going through that thing. Otherwise known as empathy. Okay, so this is an attribute of a good friend who has empathy in him or her. They do their best to understand what you're feeling and react accordingly. A good friend always try to understand what we are feeling. Okay, and they try to respond accordingly. A good friend never criticizes, or a good friend never tries to, give unnecessary, what do we say, like ideas or unnecessary, judgments. A good friend never does that. So this is one thing, like we have to take into the minds of the children, that they have to be empathetic towards others. It is not just that you sit and share your breakfast and lunch with a person. It is also that you have to be empathetic towards that person, how he is feeling. at times, and how you have to react towards him or her. The third attribute of a good friend is they should become very good listeners. This is a thing wherein most of the relationships of the students get spoiled. Okay, they never listen completely. While one is trying to speak, they interrupt in between. Okay, even this happens in the groups, okay, that they have in the class. They never listen carefully what the other person is saying. Okay, this mostly happens in 6, 7, and 8 classes. Okay, everyone just want to speak out what is there in their mind. So first and foremost thing that we have to teach the students is that they have to be good listeners. Okay, that is when they can understand and comprehend what the other person is telling. Okay, and the very good effect of this is that they are not misunderstood. Several times the people who interrupt in between are misunderstood. So when we try to make children understand this concept that you have to listen to the other person properly, okay, and try to give proper answer, try to respond in a proper way. Okay, what happens is you are not misunderstood, and at the same time they feel that you have got lots of patience. Okay, you have lots of patience to understand what they are telling. Okay, so always we have to make a room like for others to share their ideas and share their emotions. So actually, while we are creating a peer group in our class also, that's the reason we always say that have a group which is a combination of children who are active, children who are proactive, as well as children who need a bit of hand holding. If you put all the children who are active or proactive together, what happens is in that group, there will be always misunderstandings, or there will be always some sort of fights and this like quest for what do we say, attention. So it is always better that you make groups in such a way wherein you will have a combination of students, and this like a skill of being good listeners can be instilled very well over there. Hope I'm very much clear with this concept. Moving further, their confidence is contagious. Where it's very important trait that every student should have this in them, of having confidence. They're comfortable with themselves and comfortable with you. Okay, you should feel very confident that they are making you feel very comfortable. At the same time, they are also comfortable. Real confidence will inspire you, draws you out, lends you courage when you don't quite have it, and helps you feel confident to take on the world. Isn't it? Many a times what happens is if children are invited to give a speech in the classroom, or else speak about, something which they know,
चल रहा है ना
most,
देखो
most of the children, what happens is they become, they lose their confidence, and they don't come forward, or it so happens that they feel a bit tensed. So we should make sure that children have confidence in them. At the same time, they instill this trait of confidence in their friends. Okay, so we have to motivate the children in such a way, not only for them to be confident, you be confident and you make your friends confidence when they are in need of a tap on their back. And then spending time with them makes you feel good. Many a times, maybe it's in circle times, or maybe it's during the activities, or maybe when we are taking children on certain, what do we say, like some, outings or such sort of things. What happens is that is when we can really observe who is whose friend. Okay, so one more thing which we have to teach our children is that you can identify your friend by like when you are in a group and you are playing with them, or you are spending some quality time with them, and when you are spending the quality time with them, you are feeling good. Okay, you are not having this what do we say, problem of being judged, or they are not criticizing you, or they are not making fun of you. You all are sitting together and you are just having fun, sharing your ideas, and you are really enjoying that particular 30 minutes or 1 hour of time. So that this is a very important thing that we have to closely observe. So that means that they are actually, into that proper, what do we say, radar of being friends. So this is one thing which we have to make our children aware of. And the next one is, you wonder how they are not professional comedian. This is not actually an important attribute of a very good friend. But then I should say that most of the children who have this tendency of making others smile and laugh, they are the loved ones of the class. So we have to make sure that we take this, idea into children that no problem if you are not making people happy, or no problem if you are not making people, smile or laugh, but make sure that people will not be unhappy because of you, and you don't hurt someone's feelings. It is very important that we make children understand this thing. Okay, so yeah, this is ninth attribute of a good friend. And then they are not judgmental. This is one of the very important fact which we need to understand, that even in our case as adults, at times we try to judge the other person, like you are like this, you're like that. Okay, so right from a very tender age, we should instill this quality of not being judgmental in the children. That is when at least their interpersonal skills are going to be to, their interpersonal skills are going to be good. So a good friend never judges. He or she just tries to understand what you are undergoing, and he will give his opinion, or he will try to make you reach out to the right person. And the 11th thing is, mostly in small children, this happens. This is sort of drama which we observe in children, that if they are friends, there is a chance that, they demand for, a sort of, what do we say, return gifts or something. So I have used this phrase, they are low maintenance. Okay, if he's a good friend, you need not always give him treats, or you need not always give him chocolates or such sort of things. We have to take this also as a very important attribute into the minds of the children, that your friends will never demand you for their, maintenance, or they will never demand you for gifts or pencils or pens and such sort of things. So these are the 11 important attributes of a very good friend. Now, in the context, in the context of what do we say, interpersonal skills, as we have discussed earlier, friendship plays a very important and significant role when it comes to interpersonal skills. Actually, this friendship which starts, okay, from one person to other person, and slowly it spreads in a group, and then it becomes a class, and then it becomes, a particular wing of the school, and then it becomes a whole school thing, isn't it? So what we have to do is, we have to understand friendship as a concept, okay, a stage-wise concept of interpersonal skills. If a class, in a class of 35 students, if a class teacher will be, capable of making all the 35 students the friends of other 35 students, which means each and every person is emotionally connected to each other, okay, then the class teacher is really successful in giving out a complete batch of students who are very good at interpersonal skills. This can happen only when teachers take, the purpose of education, as we have discussed in NCF 2023, the purpose of education is to, give up, children who have rational thinking, who also, contributes for plural society, isn't it? Understanding the diversity in each and every person. So that is the reason we have discussed these attributes of a very good friend. A good friend understands the diversity, understands the differences in each and every person in the classroom. So we have to try to make each and every child in the classroom to be a good friend of the other students. So is there anything which you want me to address in these attributes of a very good friend that we have discussed? Or do you have any doubts and stuff? Let us address them. Teachers?
Good evening, sir. I
Yes, ma'am.
joined very late. Can you just show me the slide? Just I just got only 4 points from first. Just list
Yeah.
it out, then
So
I
let
can
us,
answer.
So let us recapitulate the whole thing once again. So they are of low maintenance, wherein like we say friends never, completely depend upon the other person for any sort of gifts or such sort of stuff. They never judge their friends. Okay. They always try to make people laugh and smile, keep the other people in the group happy. Okay. Spending time with them makes the other person feel good. Confidence, they themselves, they are confident, and also they instill confidence in others. They are always good listeners. They have a sense of empathy. They are loyal to their friends. Okay, they are dependable for others. Okay, they are trustworthy, and they have integrity in their life. So these are the attributes of a good friend, and these are the things that we have to make our children understand. So with the help of all these, what do we say, like attributes which the children understand from the teacher, they will be able to choose their, what do we say, like friends. This is what the whole intention of this workshop is. So in present generation, okay, what happens is, as I said, mostly children who are from middle school and high school, they are mostly into their peer groups to share their ideas, even share their emotions rather than coming to the teacher. Anything else, teachers?
So all these ideas are passed to the students, but still they make peer groups, and they have difference of opinions, and in fact, boys and girls, they fight with one another. How
Yes,
to handle
yes.
such situations?
So the thing is that the class teacher especially should address one particular problem. For example, there might be, as you said, can you just give me an example of any one sort of fight which children have? Ma'am, any example, please? Of
I'm just wondering, each and everything they really superlative word they use. Your girls are better, boys are not good. They're
yeah,
always
yeah.
fighting.
Yes,
All
yes.
such characters.
I understand. So what we have to do is we have to make the children understand that we are living in a society wherein there is lots of diversity, isn't it? Not every person has his or her own capabilities. Each and every person is good at some or the other thing, and they are all not same like others. So this concept of universal diversity should be taken into the minds of the children in a very sensitive and in a very, in a very, pedagogically, I should use this word, in a very pedagogically strategic way. Okay, so value education. Recently, CBSE has also come up with a wonderful workshop teaching value education to children. Okay, so even teaching certain values, morals, democratic ideas like, diversity, accepting diversity and all. Okay, it has an act wherein teachers should follow a proper procedure to make the children understand what it is. Okay, so the best way is to have, a group, to have discussions with the children. Okay, have 5 or 10 minutes in a week as to discuss the classroom, address the classroom problems or address the classroom, like stuff that is happening. Teachers, this might be end. This meeting will be ending in 1 minute. So I request you people to join with the same link again. We'll have 5 more minutes, 5 to 10 more minutes of session, and then we'll wind up. Teasing for skin color. Yeah. So this is also one sort of thing which we observe in especially middle school and high school, that they make fun of the children who are of dark complexion and all. Yes. So this also should be addressed by the class teacher during the circle times, especially that we shouldn't tease them, okay, for their skin color or any of the features that they have got, which is different from the others in the classroom.